Alright, another take. So here we are. I took the last 24 hours trying to figure out exactly how to line up the pistons and the cams to try to get all this stuff reinstalled, because I can't find anything else on a 3.5 or a 3.7 engine. This is a 3.7, basically the exact same engines. Let me see. I know it's a mess around here, don't worry about that. We're focusing on this. So, I was trying to get these into position, but also the pistons into position to where nothing was going to interfere, nothing was going to damage the valves. And I just simply couldn't find anything. I looked on a bunch of forums. YouTube, there's nothing. YouTube's the best when it comes to this stuff that you just can't figure out, which is why I'm here throwing this little information, whether it helps somebody or not. I don't know. Hopefully it does. Either way, as far as your caps, your bolts, your torque sequence, whatnot, all that, I'll go into that. I'm going to talk about the positions here for each one of the cams and the crank in order to get your head on and your valves, well, your cams positioned properly so everything's in position. You're going to need your crank at the 9 o'clock position. I know this kind of seemed a little off kilter. The engine's leaned, but 9 o'clock position at the keyway. You know, change that gear if you can, if it comes with your kit while you're at it. Same thing with the water pump. Mine's brand new. There's plenty of videos on that. So again, you want your crank at the 9 o'clock position. That way your pistons will be protruded enough all the way around that you can adjust your cams properly. Now, I'll go back over here. You know, there's the 9 o'clock position, because this is everything I found. And this is a monster stack of papers, about 200 papers. I downloaded it. I kind of condensed it and took some notes here, which we'll get into that quick. I hate to do all the talking because I hate videos that are all about talking. So yeah, when it comes down to it, say here you have your cams. We'd actually run this up over here. You know, so this is this side right here. So what it's pointing at is these little dowels which go into your cam phasers. You know, so that's the location of them in resting position, which means you would put your cams in and they would just lay in here. You know, so if you can get them laid in with those little dowels sitting around those positions, you know, this being your left towards your exhaust, that being your right towards the inner valley of the engine. I know it's kind of hard to see. Mine is already top dead center, which your top dead center locations are going to be on your exhaust side, lined up with this little notch, and then this one lined up at the 12 o'clock position from the face, the mating surface here, 12 o'clock straight up. You know, and in the process of doing that, which is going to bring us back, I believe maybe the next page here, these little gaps, these are little rings on the face of your cams underneath this. These little rings have notches in them. They're hard to see, but they are there. You could spin them around with your finger, just make sure everything's lubricated, which I'm probably sure you have at this point. Spin them around to where, and this is before you even get to this step of aligning these. So before doing this, you want to make sure that these little rings are top dead center on both. As you can see right here, that's definitely not at the 12 o'clock position, and that is not at the 3 o'clock. So once you get that done, you're going to go through the torque sequence here, which I have the torque sequence there. If you want to screenshot it, write it down like I did. That's being the front of your engine right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you see it all right there. You know, install the cam bolts to turn the cams, because in the resting position it's going to be hard to get a 7/8 under there, in which, yes, you can use a 7/8 wrench to get on there. If you don't have the cam lock tools, something like this, I got this kit on eBay. I want to say, for about 30 bucks. You know, which it comes with your cam tool, 1/2 inch, and it's actually a pretty good kit. It also came with the tool for the timing adjuster to be able to install and remove these. This is brand new, so that's still sitting ready to go. And it does come to these tools. Make sure they're sitting flush on each side of your surface like this, and they're loose. You do that by normally, once you get here to top dead center and 3 o'clock, and both of these cams are lined up, you can get your 7/8 wrench and adjust it accordingly, you know, and then just get your cam lock tool into position. Because at this point, I'm going to be installing the chains. But really, this video was just to kind of show locations of the crank and the cams, and it's going to be the same for the right hand side. You know, here I have this Velcro gasket. I did use copper seal on this one. I'm going to do the same thing over there, but and I also found out I had a snap stud, so be mindful of that so you extract it. And this engine's out of the vehicle, obviously, but yeah, just mindful tips again when it's coming into the sequence here, going around and doing all these. I can show you. It is 8 Newton meters, you know, which is like 71 inch-pounds, all the way around in this pattern, followed by a 45-degree turn on all 15. So don't mind my doodles. But you do that, and before you get into this position, you're going to have to remove your oil pickup tube, these 3 bolts. And once you get your cam chain on and the phasers back on, take off your cam tool, put on your pickup tube, torque them down. Yeah, right back ready to roll. If there is anything on the head gasket install was pretty much a breeze. Yeah, that's about it, guys. Sorry for such a talkative video. Try to be nice and thorough. This is my learning experience for the 3.5 and the 3.7 engine. This is for a 2013 3.7 engine that I'm going to be putting into my 2016 Ford Flex that currently has the 3.5 engine. So we'll see how that turns out. Apparently all I need to do is swap some cam sensors. We'll see. Good luck.